Hi everyone! Episode 7 of Game of Thrones, The Bear and the Maiden Fair. Not that many revelations, but the storylines did move along, so let's talk about them. First, I want to share some quick thoughts on a few things that happened in the episode, starting with Robb's wife is pregnant. And the first thought that came into my head was she's totally dying. I know it's very morbid, but I just thought this would be so Game of Thrones-like to kill her now that she's pregnant with possibly an heir to the throne. Yeah, I'm worried about her. Next is Gendry finally finding out who his father is. And I'm curious to see if this will change in any significant way or change the way he interacts with things or people. So I'm keeping my eye on him. Also, Arya got taken by the Hound. Now, I know she's probably not very happy about this. I have a feeling this could actually turn out really good for her. I don't know why. The Hound is just a misunderstood character, and he was kind of nice to Sansa last season, trying to help her a bit. I don't know, I'm not too worried personally, but Arya might not be so easy to convince. Of course, Theon, things just get worse and worse and worse for him. I mean, he pretty much got castrated in this episode, or at least that's what we think happened. It didn't kind of follow through, but if that happened, I don't know. I don't really know where this is going at this point. It's just not looking good at all. Finally, I thought it was so sweet how Ygritte was really excited about the windmill and how she thought, oh, that is so exciting, so beautiful. It must be someone really rich that built that. And Jon is like, well, if you think that's exciting, wait till you see the actual castles we have. I think it really illustrated the differences between Ygritte and Jon's worlds. I really enjoyed that moment. Now let's talk about some of the bigger moments of the episode, starting with the whole Sansa, Tyrion, Shae love triangle. Not really a love triangle, but you know, their kind of thing going on. And I thought it was kind of sad that I think Shae realized now more than ever that there's not really a real future between her and Tyrion. And I think Tyrion realized that as well. And then on the other side, you have Sansa, who's like, I don't really want to marry him. I don't want to carry his child. Actually, I would be kind of interested in seeing more of the Sansa and Tyrion scenes. It could be quite an interesting pairing. I don't know what these two are going to talk about, but I'm very curious to see those if they end up happening. I guess I'm sort of conflicted about this whole thing because on the one hand I like Shae, on the other hand I think it would be interesting to see Sansa and Tyrion scenes. Definitely looking forward to how that evolves. In this episode we also get a Joffrey scene. Little Joffrey, who just bugs the hell out of me, yet he makes for great storytelling. And the scene with Tywin, so brilliant. Joffrey's like this little insect that Tywin has to deal with, but it just doesn't even faze him. All his little whining, and he's just like, yeah. You just sit there and look pretty and I'll deal with the important stuff. You just have to love Tywin. I did think it was interesting that Tywin didn't seem too worried about Daenerys, because I think he should be. Speaking of Daenerys, she gave us another reason to love her. Instead of walking away from the city and continue her journey, she decided that it was worth saving the 200,000 slaves that reside in the city. And that's why you can't help but root for her. Out of all the people, she's just the best. The reason why I love her so much is that she has such a soft heart and really cares for people. And then on the other hand, she's so fearless and takes down all these people. I'm really loving her this season and I pity anybody that stands in her way. And lastly, Jaime went back for Brienne just as I had hoped and thought he would. I have to say, these two are probably my favorite storylines this season. I think even above Daenerys, which is crazy, but for some reason, it's such an unlikely pairing, but so brilliant at the same time. I love seeing them together. I'm so excited he went back for her, and I'm really happy that he's taking her with him. I can't wait to see how it all evolves and, you know, how their journey goes from there. It was a great ending to the episode. For once, it ended with me being happy. I guess that's a good thing. So that's all I had to say about this episode, but let's have some preview thoughts. First of all, there are only 3 episodes left this season. Holy crap. That was really fast. 3 episodes left next week. It looks like Daenerys will be dealing with more drama, and I'm betting that she's not gonna back down until she gets what she wants. And I'm kind of hoping for a battle with the dragons. I'd love to see them in action a little more. As I mentioned, Arya is probably not too happy that the Hound got his hands on her, and the preview definitely shows that. It looks like she's taking a rock to smash his head, which of course is probably not gonna work. Yeah, that's gonna be an interesting journey these two will have. Also, it looks like Gendry might be witnessing the power of his blood next week. Not sure if that's a good thing for him, but it's definitely a good thing for us. I'm curious to see that. And Sam will be back next episode, and it looks like he might end up in a little bit of trouble. Hopefully he'll put some of his fighting skills to use. I'm excited to see him a little more. And finally, the preview ends with Joffrey going a little crazy and saying, "What did you say?" I don't think that really bodes well for whoever said something to him. Although, if it's Tywin, I'm not really sure he can do anything about that, but they made it look like it was maybe Tyrion. So, yeah, Joffrey might throw another tantrum and we're all gonna hate him a little more. But I kind of like the little tensions that happened with Joffrey. It's so uncomfortable, but at the same time, I like it. I'm weird like that. And that's it for this week. In terms of comments, some of you might have noticed that we closed the comments last week, and that was to prevent any book spoilers. However, if you still wanna share your thoughts, which would be awesome, you can always find me on Twitter, Facebook, or you can head over to tvequals.com on the post for my review and comment there. I will put all the links to that in the description box so you can check that out. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, if you can give it a big thumbs up, that would be really, really awesome. Always puts a smile on my face. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of my Game of Thrones reviews or any other review or interview we put up on the channel. Thank you so much for watching, guys, as always, and I'll see you next week. Bye! Now, let's get into that 6th episode, The Climb. As always, because there are so many characters, there's a lot of things to talk about.